Ladies and gentlemen, I am Ritz. This is Jackson. We have Silent Hill here. We are 12 hours removed from NXT Takeover San Antonio. What an evening it was. We're going to roll it off with first overall impressions, and then we're going to go through the card. Silent Hill, what'd you think of last night?
Takeover is freaking glorious.
Jax.
See what you did there? I didn't like it. I know what you just did. No, like, the whole card was stellar. Every wrestling match was stellar. You had the championship matches, which all of them were on point the entire time. Holy crap. The crowd was electric with it. They were really into it. I don't think that there was a match that I did not care about. I don't think there was one.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with it.
Like, none.
We all sat on the floor. First time being on the floor. Pros and cons to it. Pros where everybody was... I mean, we made friends with, what, 2 whole rows?
I made a goal that I wanted to make friends with 4 people. I made friends with 24 people. And this is including during the show and after the show. And we ran into a guy from WrestleMania before the show.
Right.
So it was a win.
It was actually pretty cool. So, let's start off with the very first match of the evening. You have the Perfect 10, Ty Dillinger, going one-on-one with Sanity's Eric Young. Are you done?
I'm done.
Okay.
I got to 40. I didn't want to get to CN.
That's coming. So, Eric Young takes the victory over Ty Dillinger. I know that hits you really hard in the chest.
It hits me right in the balls, man. Like, I brought this up on the car ride. Like, I don't like the fact that Ty Dillinger is so over, but can't get a win at pay-per-views. Like, he's lost the last 3, possibly the last 4. I can't really remember, but he's lost most of the matches this past year for all the takeovers, and I don't understand. I don't get it, but it is what it is. Hopefully we'll see him tonight.
It was fantastic overall,
yes,
from a wrestling standpoint,
yes,
between the two. Having Eric Young with the experienced background. I don't know much about Ty Dillinger's background prior to coming to WWE.
Right.
But I know Eric Young from TNA and the different things he's done there. And he's got such a legacy built behind him that it was very easy to insert himself into this kind of role. What did you think of Eric Young taking the victory last night?
I expected it.
Did you?
Yeah. Ty is over, but he's not. They're not going to do anything with him.
You always expect a motherfucker like him to just wait and then say, "Yeah, I saw it coming. I expected that."
So
shit.
You didn't?
I thought that he would take the win over Sanity.
Why would you think that?
Why wouldn't you? He's over as fuck. I wanted him to win and then use that momentum in the Royal Rumble. And people are like, he just won last night. Holy shit, he could actually do something great and then get eliminated like number 29. It'd be perfect.
You know who else is over? Sami Zayn was over. You know who else was
Fuck
over?
off.
Tyler Breeze was over.
So, what does that leave for the career of Ty Dillinger moving forward from last night?
Royal Rumble.
Is that his main event call-up, though? Or is it a one-off?
Yes. I hope it's his main event call-up. And then he goes to SmackDown. Then he goes to
SmackDown. Does he
SmackDown.
succeed or does he get buried like Tyler Breeze?
Okay, but here's the thing about Tyler Breeze. Tyler Breeze's gimmick wasn't going to last. Mm-hmm. We all knew that. I don't take anything away from Tyler Breeze. I think that the Fashion Police are greatness right now. They're just not doing anything with them, which makes me sad. But Tyler Breeze, you knew, wasn't going to be huge. He was never going to be destined to be anything more than a mid-carder with that gimmick. They swapped him over with Fandango now. He's still going to be a mid-carder, just now in the tag division.
Right.
I saw that coming a mile away.
Okay.
I liked his talent in NXT. I didn't like his character. And I knew that the second he got to the main roster, it was not going to last. And sure enough, who did he feud with? Day 1 was Dolph Ziggler. Mm-hmm. And after that, nobody cares about Breeze.
Because I don't care about Ziggler.
Wow. So, we'll get to that later. Moving on from that, we go to Roderick Strong.
Oh my dude! Oh my god.
Versus, and then
CN
Almas? Is that how you say it?
Andrade CN Almas.
There we go. I don't watch NXT if you haven't figured that out yet. So, great performance by the two. I'm not very familiar with CN or Roderick Strong. Roderick Strong put on a fantastic showing in my book last night.
The Messiah of the Backbreaker. The Messiah of the Backbreaker. Dude, that dude is 200 pounds of muscle. He's just dragging this motherfucker around the whole goddamn ring, catching him in all different positions. If he ever makes it to the main roster, I want to see him versus Cesaro. for pound style matches.
Okay, I'll take
like,
that.
I don't even want them to necessarily fight each other. I just want them to be like, do it better, and then like pass each other like in the hallway every week.
Yeah.
And then they feud at some point.
That would
awesome.
I'd be very okay with that.
Yes.
Moving forward, I think the finish was great.
That kick to the
That
face.
running kick to the face.
Jesus
And we talked about it last
Christ.
night, rewatching it afterwards because we missed a lot sitting on the floor.
Everybody got ripped.
Yeah. He follows through with that kick so beautifully that, yes, we all know it's choreographed, but that moment you were like, oh God, he really just whacked him in the face.
Because everybody was doing, everybody saw that Daniel Bryan has the running knee, and Roderick's like, a running kick to the face, but not a big boot to the face.
Just
It's gonna look like the running knee, except my foot's gonna extend way the fuck out, and that's what happened, and it looks awesome.
So we're not talking a lot about these two matches because as great of matches as they were, when you actually walked out of the Freeman Coliseum last night, you didn't remember them.
I remember that.
Shut up.
Remember the Dillinger, man.
Oh my God, shut up.
Remember the 10.
So now let's move on to what I consider the upset of the evening. Your WWE NXT Tag Team Champions DIY
That was an upset? Oh, man.
versus the Authors of Pain. I call it my upset because you put the belt on DIY at the last TakeOver special, and now here we are just 3 months later, and they're dropping the belt to the Authors of Pain.
Transition.
We're gonna get to it later, but the same thing happened with the NXT
Correct.
Championship.
Correct. But with the NXT Championship, and again we'll talk about it later, there wasn't. He's held it before. It's not like it was his
True.
first title reign.
True.
They worked so hard for those belts, and then to have them taken away so quickly.
Okay, so Vince McMahon likes big, sweaty men, and Authors of Pain are big, strong
But
men.
this isn't Vince
who
McMahon's
sweat.
baby. This is Triple H's baby.
I know, but at the end, you understand that it's his baby, but Vince still has some sort of say over pay-per-view buys that Triple H.
But it's not a pay-per-view buy.
I know, but I'm saying that like it's a pay-per-view.
But it's not though, because you can't get it anywhere else but on the WWE Network for $9.99.
You guys are assholes for that. Fucking A. No, but I mean, even any way you look at it, I understand that it's his brainchild, and Triple H has done wonders for NXT. Fucking wonders, to the point to where it's its own brand, in all essence. But at the same token, Vince owns the company, and NXT is just another umbrella.
Mm-hmm.
You have to believe he has some sort of say. Maybe not much, because he's letting Triple H run it because he's worried about Raw and SmackDown and the Big Four and all that shit. He has to have some say in some matches, because he may be looking at guys like, I want to bring that guy up soon, make sure to make them look strong as much as you possibly can. And then Triple H possibly does the rest, for all you know. DIY is over regardless.
Right.
And I personally like them when they're going after the title as opposed to owning the title. Like, they're one of those guys.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see them go to SmackDown and get like the tag titles over there, because let's be real, American Alpha's not doing shit with
Not
it.
at all.
But
They're not even on the card this weekend.
not on the card. Like, what the fuck? So I'm looking at it from that standpoint,
Is
and
this
the Author of Pains are undefeated
Is this a call-up moment
for DIY.
for DIY? Do
I
they call
want-
them up now, or do they call it? And the reason I keep referencing these call-up moments for some of these big names is it's been kind of the trend with NXT. If you lose at a TakeOver special, within the next few months before the next special, you're more than likely going to be on the main roster.
Unless you're Bayley or Finn Balor. They would
Correct.
make you wait for a year.
Correct. But
Fuck's
that's
sake.
neither here nor there.
It's everywhere.
I think the match started out fantastic. It was a quick-paced match.
Mm-hmm.
You went from the super kicks to the knees, off the top rope, the diving headbutts from Johnny Wrestling,
The double submission spot.
the double submission spot, which we saw at TakeOver.
Which that slam into Tommaso Ciampa, holy shit.
Yeah, that was pure power.
Holy
Pure
shit.
power.
Okay, so I don't really care for the Authors of Pain,
I don't either.
but I will say that the people that they've been pairing them up with have made them look so good. Because the last people that they fought was TM61.
That was
And
an amazing
TM61
match.
made them look fantastic.
That was an amazing match.
And then before that, I think they fought DIY then. in round three.
Yeah.
Yes.
In round 3. And they
three,
beat
it was
them then.
DIY.
And so, in both of those matches, they looked fantastic. The other two, nobody gives a shit about because they fought the Bollywood Boys and somebody else. Doesn't matter. The moral of the story is that they look great. So, they're building these guys to be like these big, huge monsters because I think SmackDown needs big, huge monsters.
Mm-hmm.
So, if they ever do get called up anytime soon, which they won't because they're the champions. But you're now creating two monsters who are going to be a solid tag team.
Yes.
Because there's just some people that you don't see outside the tag division. You're never going to see American Alpha outside the tag division.
You know that?
No. Why?
Good point. Fair
Why?
enough. Yeah, fair enough.
Jordan and Gable are.
Jordan's a big, sweaty guy.
And man likes big sweaty man. Jesus. No, but you look at American Alpha, you don't see them doing a singles run. For all intents and purposes, if they didn't break up the Wyatt family, I would never have seen Luke Harper do a singles run.
Yeah.
I don't think he should have did a singles run, only because it was shat on. You won the Intercontinental title and then lost it like that.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't have a long run. You didn't have a memorable run. It was horrible, in my eyes, for a guy that's that talented.
Correct.
So, I don't remember where I was going with this, but the moral of the story is that, no, I remember now. The moral of the story is that there's just some teams that you're never going to really see do singles competition. They're going to be one of those guys. Because for you to do singles competition, you'd have to have Paul do a turn on one of them and go with the other one.
Fair.
You see what I'm saying? And then they have to feud and all that shit. Nobody's going to care. Move on from it. But yeah, they're going to look great in the NXT. I think they're going to try to build another team that can take them down, but it can't be somebody like DIY or the Revival.
Correct.
It's going to have to be somebody new.
So they're going to wait on TM61?
I think TM61's a perfect thing.
I think TM61's going to be the one to take it because
TM61 lost in the Dusty Classic.
Right.
Now, they can't go take the Dusty Classic trophy from them. That's not up for grabs, but hey, your titles are. Let's take those.
I think they're going to wait till TM61 recovers because they kayfabe hurt not Nick Miller, the other guy.
Mm-hmm.
And so once they come back, they've got to fight the Revival. They'll beat the Revival. They'll beat the Revival for redemption, and then they'll go after the Authors of Pain again.
So are we talking the NXT Takeover Orlando? TM61
Yes.
versus Authors of Pain?
Yes, for the titles.
Okay.
For the titles. Because, I mean, they lost to them for the Dusty Classic.
Yep.
So might as well win it for the titles.
Yep.
And that'll be when the streak's broken.
So we move on to probably one of the rather more exciting matches of the evening. You have your Fatal 4-Way NXT Women's Championship match.
Peyton Royce.
Sanity's Nikki Cross versus Peyton Royce versus Billie Kay versus your NXT Women's Champion. She's
getting the 10.
Okay, because she's the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka.
I'm not wearing my shirt.
I'm not wearing my Gloria shirt, so.
No, keep talking.
Okay. I think it was fantastic from the start to finish of the match. The way Billie Kay and Peyton Royce worked as a 10. What are you doing?
Showing the Empress of Tomorrow.
Why not just hold it?
Or what?
Okay.
I'm tired.
So, whatever. So, the way that they told a story about those two being together and being in the middle of this Nikki Cross-Asuka feud, I think was fantastic from the start.
Yes.
And them working together throughout. I would have been nice to see one of them hit the other, or them try to do a laydown moment or something like
That's
that.
what they should have did.
But it didn't happen, so it told a better story. And those two, I think, are the perfect heels for the NXT Women's Division.
I'm looking at it, the bigger picture is that you had a Fatal 4-Way, which is fine. Now you can set up, if you don't want to push Ember, which they are going to push Ember, but now you can set up a triple threat between Ember, Nikki, and Asuka.
Mm-hmm.
Because now the argument is Billie Kay and Peyton Royce lost that match.
Or you could just set up Nikki and Asuka before you go into that takeover with Ember.
I would say that, but, well, you can do it like on a regular show for sure. But because Ember is the number one contender now, right? Yeah. Since she's the number one contender, you're guaranteed to get Asuka versus Ember. You have to. Because I don't want to see Ember Moon versus Nikki Cross. I don't.
That'll probably happen on one of the weekly shows.
Sure.
I think that'll happen on one of the weekly shows
Sure.
with the stipulation of being the number one contender. I think
that's WWE logical.
Yeah, it's going to happen. I think the spot on the table with Peyton and Billie and Nikki was the perfect spot to do.
Real quick, shout out to the cameraman.
Yeah, by the way, fantastic job.
Give him a raise.
Give him all a raise.
Give that man some freedom.
So, I think that was a perfect spot to do during the match.
Mm-hmm.
I think Asuka, the way it ended with the kicks to the head, they were fluid kicks. There wasn't the stop and nothing like that. The only one she stopped for was that last one to do her war cry and knock the teeth out of Peyton.
I actually like Peyton's kick on Asuka.
Peyton's kick on Asuka was great. The only problem I had with it, Asuka was too close and got a lot of thigh,
Yeah, girl.
She knew she was.
But no, yeah, she knew. But the good thing about it, and they ended it with this note, and I was really like, it was subtle, but I liked it. Nikki was conscious when Asuka was walking back.
Yeah.
And was just smiling at her. So now it's like heading towards other things.
Right,
And plus, for the record,
she didn't lose.
right? And for the record, Peyton Royce is greatness in the ring.
Yes,
She's fantastic in the
absolutely.
ring. She knows how to wrestle. She has a very, very awesome skill set. She can throw kicks. She can grapple. She can suplex
sell.
people.
Let's
she can
sell
talk
about
her ass
selling.
off.
Let's talk about selling for a second. Let's talk about the double German suplex spot. Asuka to Billie Kay to Peyton Royce, who took the brunt of that throw.
Because Asuka is a powerhouse that nobody talks about.
Oh,
That's the
absolutely.
thing. That's the biggest thing. Asuka's a short girl who's a fucking powerhouse, but they don't highlight on that too much. So when it's the same concept with Shinsuke.
Yeah.
When Shinsuke suplexed Samoa Joe, nobody talks about his power before that.
Mhm.
And they're like, oh my god, look at the power of the King of Strong Style. Because it's just another thing in his arsenal that he doesn't bring out all the time.
Right.
Because he doesn't need it. But when he needs to turn it on, he can.
Boom, brings it right out.
It's perfect.
So, Asuka retains the title in a little bit more of a faster-paced match than we had seen all night long. And then
It wasn't that long of a match.
it really wasn't,
It wasn't that long of a match.
but it was the perfect time.
Right.
It wasn't too long, wasn't
Right.
too short. Everybody got their fill of it.
Yep.
And then, gentlemen, we move on to our main event of the evening. We move on to the NXT World Championship match between the glorious Bobby Roode and the King of Strong Style, your NXT champion, Shinsuke Nakamura.
Goddamn, that match was fucking greatness. Goddamn, that match was
Let's
so good.
let I'm literally gonna walk through the entrances. I have never been, and I've been to plenty of wrestling shows.
Mhm.
I've never been to a wrestling show or event or anything involving the crowd singing both competitors' songs the way that they did last night.
On sync too.
Go to my Ritz's page on my Facebook and watch the videos I posted this morning. To sing Glorious and then to sing The Rising Sun.
Holy shit.
Oh my god.
Holy shit.
Oh my god.
Goosebumps.
The energy in the air was electric.
I almost
From
died.
walking in, it was Bobby Roode, Nakamura chants all night long.
Yep.
During that moment, it was Bobby Roode, Nakamura chants all night long. Looking back on it, it had a WrestleMania 18 Rock versus Hogan feel from the crowd standpoint.
Yeah.
Not the caliber of match,
Right.
but from the crowd standpoint, how split the Freeman Coliseum was last night, and how split everybody was regarding the win.
Right.
You go through the match of amazing, and I don't want to throw the word glorious out there too much just yet.
Glorious, 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 glorious. Okay, we're good.
Glorious.
Glorious?
Anyway, glorious spots, I'll say it, damn it.
There it is.
Glorious spots throughout the entire night.
Glorious spots.
And then you have the moment where I personally think the tide turned. It's when Shinsuke hit the knee
Outside.
off the apron and fell onto the outside.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how much of that was a work. Him hurting his knee. I'm not sure how much of that was legitimate. To where, because you saw the other referee come down. He didn't have to come down and start talking to Bobby Roode.
Mm-hmm.
So I think a lot of that was him telling Bobby Roode, okay, hey, you're winning the title. We're calling you an audible. Shinsuke's hurt.
Right.
So when I say calling an audible, we have a brand new NXT champion, the glorious Bobby Roode.
That was the shocker.
That was the shock of the night. I said that the NXT tag titles was an upset of the evening because it was. It was upsetting in the sense of the word upsetting. I didn't want to see DIY lose the titles because they have such a feel-good backstory of how they got to that point. But Bobby Roode taking the title from your man, Shinsuke Nakamura,
My guy.
and my guy, Bobby Roode.
Bobby Roode.
Don't get me wrong, I love Shinsuke. I love me some Shinsuke.
Do you?
I do. You want to ease up there, Sparkle Farkle?
No, I'm on fire right now.
Okay.
Now I'm back. Let me put this down. So let's break this down. So you have Shinsuke fight Samoa Joe, and they trade the titles off. Now you have Shinsuke losing to Mr. Glorious over here. I'm not mad at it per se, but I'm pissed at it. So here's the thing. So as much as I love Bobby Roode, and I understand the whole thought process behind it, Shinsuke just won it, and now it's going to Bobby.
That's why I think a lot of it is an audible.
I know. Because
How
Triple
much
H
would
even said
Shinsuke
after the
hit?
show that he thinks that Shinsuke might have seriously hurt his knee and tore. I think he said his
Think it's
PCL.
PCL.
If it's ACL, he's out for months.
Right.
Like
He's
Jesus.
gone.
PCL's not as bad, but he said that it was a dislocated kneecap, which would be the best of all evils because that's not as long as a recovery time.
Correct.
But God damn it, man.
Which changed. Now, mind you, Bobby Roode winning the belt last night changes the entire landscape of what people were. Not the entire landscape, but a good majority of people's desires for tonight.
Yeah.
A lot of people thought Bobby Roode's going to come out during the Royal Rumble. Now, that could still happen.
Could.
I don't put it past anybody to put the NXT champion out there and go, haha, I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, you don't want to win your champion out after that match, and then they go to a week of tapings.
He'll get a breather though in between, because that's what they normally do. Like they'll do whenever there's like a champion, then 2 weeks later the champion might show back up.
Okay.
So that's the good thing that NXT does. So
Okay.
if they do like run them ragged for the weekend, you get like a week off
Fair enough.
at least.
Fair enough.
Before you come back and talk.
So, I'm very happy with the outcome of last night.
I was gloriously happy.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You were hurt.
I was devastated. I was devastated, man. I like Shinsuke. Like here's the thing, and I talk about this all the time. I love Shinsuke, and I'm really nervous about him going to the main roster because I don't think he'll make it without a mouthpiece. Because his promos are fine for NXT, but they'll flop on the main roster, regardless of how good he is. And if you don't believe me, look at how long it took for Cesaro to be relevant. Look how long it takes for most of these guys who are huge names to become top tier stars. Shinsuke, but still though. But still.
If he can't
you
go out
just-
and execute a promo, he's done for.
He's done for. Apollo Crews is a beast in the ring,
But he can't
can't cut a promo for shit. So that's why he's low card. He's not even mid card material right now. You see what I'm saying? Okay, when you're a big sweaty man,
Do we have to go back
and you were the chosen one from the Shield, yeah, they're supposed to do that.
But how much does Roman really talk? And it not at least makes sense.
Okay.
Let's
Let's look at
That one
God
was
damn it.
bad.
God damn it.
That one was bad.
Let me flip it this way. How many women are like drooling over Shinsuke Nakamura?
I don't know.
Bad.
Okay, easier question. How many women are drooling over Roman Reigns?
Fair
I
point.
have friends that don't even watch wrestling who know who Roman Reigns is. And they're like, Roman Reigns is a good looking dude. That sells them right there. Because now you've reached out to the common audience. No offense, women. It's mostly women because they come for their guys, whatever. And they're like, oh, I like it because this guy. Same thing happened, and I won't take anything away from him because he was fucking fantastic whenever he was in his prime. But Randy Orton.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people who did not watch wrestling but knew who the fuck Randy Orton was.
And John Cena.
More so after he got his tattoos. John Cena's a huge name because of all the outside shit he
Yeah,
does.
but before a lot of the outside stuff happened, a lot of people knew him. A lot of women knew him just because he looked good.
Yeah. So the moral of the story is that if you're a good-looking dude, you've already got a decent push
Yeah,
in
you're
itself.
good.
In itself. Now we just got to fine-tune you to get to where you need to be. So that's what I'm looking at now, that women are not drooling over Shinsuke. Shinsuke is a phenomenal wrestler, but he can't cut promos on the main roster.
And
Period.
I'm
And
sure
that
he'll
sucks.
find-
Half the people on
and I know he's taking English classes, different things like that, and it's evident
Right.
from his promos with Bobby Roode over the last couple of weeks.
Right.
But I think, to your point, give him a mouthpiece. Now, you would love to see him with Paul Heyman.
I want him with Paul Heyman. I
But
want him with
I
Paul
don't
Heyman.
realistically see it happening with Paul Heyman. I see them finding someone else to do it. But at this point, I don't know who. I'd personally be okay if it was someone like Corey Graves, maybe?
They're
But-
not going to pull him off of the
Right, they're not going to. But
But if they did, though.
it would be great for me.
But if they did, though.
He can multitask.
He can multitask.
Didn't he just leave the NXT?
Yeah,
Because-
but he wouldn't. The big problem with leaving NXT for him was he was going different places all the time.
Right.
If they put Shinsuke on Raw, Corey's already there.
Yeah.
Which, I don't agree with him going to Raw.
I don't either. But
No,
even if he's on 205, even if he's on SmackDown, Corey's still there for 205.
Yeah.
So, and it would make a little bit more sense for him
Right.
to do it there. Either way.
Because I want Shinsuke versus AJ on the WWE
Right.
arena,
Right.
as opposed to just New Japan. Which, watch it.